What is up, fam? Happy Wednesday morning. Just wanted to come on and do a quick little video. So we're a week removed from rookie minicamp, and I got a chance to speak to someone who was there, Jack Hammer from the Santa Rosa Press Democrat, and he had some good insights as far as what he saw from the first day of rookie minicamp. So obviously, it is only the first day, no pads. No scrimmages. Basically, it's only the rookies that were invited, that were drafted and or undrafted and invited to minicamp. So take everything that we're saying with a grain of salt. But he did mention there were a few rookies that definitely stood out. Overall, the rookies that the 49ers did draft seemed to be levels above the undrafted free agents and those that were invited to camp to try to make a roster spot. So that's good news, right? Clearly, there was a big difference between the rookies that were drafted. We have known over the last, some odd years, the 49ers have done a really great job drafting the right type of players to fit their schemes, guys that have been able to stay on the team long term and overall be productive rotational players for the 49ers. But there were a few names that actually stood out more than others to Jack. And the first on that list was Spencer Buford. In speaking to Jack, he did mention that Spencer Buford, you can hear the pop that he makes when he is coming off the line and attacking the defender. He matched everything that was said in the scouting report about him. Very strong hands, good feet, and just overall strength, which bodes well because obviously the offensive line is a place that there could be room for a young rookie to come in and maybe take a job, without knowing exactly what the situation is with Alex Mack. More than likely, if Alex Mack doesn't come back, a guy like Daniel Brunskill will move into the center position, and a guy like Spencer Buford can easily contend for maybe right guard position, maybe even a right tackle position if McGlinchey isn't healthy right away. So to see him come out and actually show some pop, kind of impress the people that were there watching is a good sign. Another guy that Jack was ranting and raving about was Danny Gray. Obviously, this is a third-round pick, wide receiver for the 49ers. He seemed to be everything that was mentioned for a third-round drafted receiver. He had speed. He was able to run the routes very well, had some very impressive catches, and was going up against guys that were also drafted in Tariq Castro and Samuel Womack. So the fact that he was able to show out on the field and, show a level of prowess that was better than, some of the other guys that were on the field, another good sign because Danny Gray is somebody who could play a pivotal role right behind, the guys like Ayuk, Debo, Jennings. If any of those guys go down, a guy like Danny Gray could be next man up and have to go out there and perform to keep the offense going. The third guy that Jack mentioned that, showed a lot of promise and was somebody who excelled over the others was Samuel Womack. And once again, this is a very good sign for the 49ers because Samuel Womack is once again a rookie that could slot into a pivotal role for the 49ers if he could earn that position. K'Wan Williams obviously is no longer on the team. He signed with Denver, so that slot nickel corner is still up for grabs. There's guys like Quez that could earn that position, maybe a guy like Dante Johnson. But Samuel Womack is somebody whose physical abilities, size, speed, and, overall just level of ability as a corner could definitely be brought into that role. And, if is able to show out in training camp with the full roster there, maybe he could be somebody that turns into that starting slot. Jack was mentioning that maybe the team is looking for him more as an outside corner, but definitely could be somebody who is in the slot if the team sees that so. Now, it wasn't all good news. There were some fan favorites for the 49ers that didn't necessarily show had the best showing. Jason Poe, the center out of Merced, big fan favorite. Obviously, a guy who it's just hard not to like, but he did show, according to Jack, a level of just not being ready to be out there. His footwork wasn't good, seemed to get pushed around a little bit, in drills and whatnot. So something to be left to be said. Another guy who was actually drafted was Tariq Castro. He did, I guess, not perform to his highest ability. Not saying that he was terrible, but there was a lot of room for improvement, I guess, from what Jack was saying. So Jack did say, out of all the guys that were drafted, Tariq Castro was probably the guy that looked the least likely to make the team. And that's not necessarily just because of his ability to play. Let's be honest about the cornerback room that the 49ers have. It is pretty deep. So making the 53-man roster as a corner is not an easy task by any stretch of the imagination. Some guys that there were question marks about, just because there wasn't really an ability to see them play too much, was Tyrion Davis-Price and Drake Jackson. Obviously, these are two guys, the first two draft picks of the 49ers. So we expect them to play major roles. From what Jack did get to see, he did say Drake Jackson's build is a lot like D Ford. Obviously, that is high praise. D Ford is an amazing player when healthy. He does have that build to be more of a speed rusher than the power rusher like we have on Nick Bosa, which is very, very good. Obviously he is going to be paired up with Nick Bosa either next year or the year after. And to see that he has that build obviously gives a lot for Kosrick to be able to work with. And then Tyrion Davis-Price didn't get to see too much because there wasn't too much going on rookie camp day one, but he did look like a big back. I guess he's going to be putting on another 10 pounds before he starts playing, which is obviously a good sign. The guy looks the part. He may have a major role in the rushing attack for the 49ers this upcoming season. So was good to just see the guys out there. Was exciting. We're closer and closer to football actually being started. Now, obviously, this is day one of minicamp, no pads. The rest of the team isn't there. So this was mainly just first time out there, getting acclimated with the team, getting to see what people are, running some drills. So can't really read too much into things. This was day one of rookie camp. A lot of these guys, I'm sure, are, taking it all in, pretty excited about being a rookie, making it onto a squad. So take everything with a grain of salt. Still a lot of football to be played before the 53-man roster is made. But a lot to be excited about, a lot to look forward to. Training camp is just a few weeks away where the whole team will be there. It's going to be exciting to see how these rookies perform against the full-time starters for the 49ers, see who actually makes the squad, see who actually makes an impact, maybe even gets, to be a starter on the team. But just to recap, Spencer Buford, Danny Gray, Samuel Womack, looking like studs. Guys like Jason Poe, Donovan West, Tariq Castro need to put in some work. Hopefully can show out a little bit more when training camp actually comes around to actually make the team. And then we got to see what Tyrion Davis-Price, Drake Jackson look like. And overall, good signs. Excited about 49er football coming back. Keep it locked to So Real Sports Talk. Give you all the breaking news when it comes. Good interviews, good insight. Love that you guys are joining me. Have a beautiful morning, and we'll talk again very, very soon.